It literally started streaming almost immediately, but I'm not sure. Let me go check on the actual YouTube side of things, and there I see the stream starting, and it says it's an excellent connection, so it looks like we're started. Alright, good morning. I am up before everybody else in the house. Made some coffee and started the stream. I want to get through a bag or two. That's how far I've gotten on the castle so far. This is just the main normal single set castle build, so I'm just going through building it at least one time, just the way the set was originally created, sold. So far, I mean, even just this, bags 1 through 3, is very good. If I duplicated this and just put the two back to back, I'd feel like that was a pretty cool looking castle. So I'm not too upset there. So I'm going to be sipping on a little bit of coffee, get myself up, and build this bag. Maybe just bag 4, bag 5. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how long it takes everybody else in the house to wake up. So how's everybody doing this fine Saturday morning? It's not quite as early as last time I built something big on an early Saturday morning, which was, I guess, the Tantive 4 was last time I really got up and did like a Saturday morning coffee type stream. Alright, let's get bag 4 going. It's going to be crinkly. Oddly enough, bag 4 is the only bag that has 2 bags. So there's this inside, that doesn't count. There's another smaller bag labeled bag 4 also. Seems kind of strange. Wonder if it was going to tell me, like, only open the big bag 4 and then open the smaller bag 4 later. Too late now. Alright. We've got a figure. Looks like he's wearing like a pirate stuff, which is kind of interesting, but I guess actually now that I think about the way this build is supposed to go with Shy, if I'm at the castle could have some peasants in it too, to help fill it out some more. Maybe not peasants, just villagers, citizens, people living in the castle along with the military defending it. It's worth considering. See what we end up doing with that information. Still nobody here, but it has been running, so we're good, I think. Looks like everything's good. Alright. So we are starting with this big base, so we actually are starting to build on that. I might need to spread some of the parts down, so give me a second there, so I can actually see what's going on. Looks like we're going to have like a suit of armor, maybe on display or something. So I don't see a figure, but I see a helmet and like body armor. Some decent sized plates here. I'm wondering if I can move this for now and like eventually I'll come back to it, but won't need it for a little while because it looks like this is all building a completely separate piece. So go ahead and move that out of the way. Move the coffee a little too. It's my super duper dad cup. Not sure if you saw that before. Pretty good one. I'll pick that cup. Alright, start putting pieces. So, just talking with my lug lead about this build and what we have planned, and then seeing if there's a way to get a little bit of help to try to fill out some stuff between the need, like trying to have some kind of a cavalry force that could potentially be like a sallying forth or something from the gates coming around from the side. Who knows? Just trying to see what options we had. So I'm trying to get some additional horses. I only have 1 horse. I was kind of surprised with it. I mean, kind of surprised, but not too surprised. I don't have a huge collection, which is crazy. I think because I feel like it was so much, but mostly just because I get told, oh my gosh, you have so much Lego. But like, I guess maybe not when you consider some people who have like large collections that build big displays and do stuff like that. Because it's definitely not big enough to be counted amongst that kind of stuff. Some of the displays this weekend were insane, and actually I was like watching Shai's live stream he had with veterans, which I was going to try to go to, but I was not fully recovered from the Marine Corps birthday, so I was not able to make that one. And that was totally my fault. I should not have done that. Is that right? Yeah, okay. And then oh gosh, I can't believe I can't think of his name. One of the guys we met at the Brick Fest was actually on the stream too, and do I need to move that forward one? I think I need to move this one forward one. Yeah. These ones are set up a little bit differently than this other set of like green pieces. Sorry. He built like this huge airship. It was really cool. And stuff like that was really cool. And imagine, and he just started too. So like I don't know if he started with the idea of building that or started collecting and then built that. There's a couple of waves in the water. Put an extra 2x200. There's not one there. Just seemed like it would fit right there. And I think I was looking at that step like early. I wasn't really paying attention to where it went. Hey, I would say welcome back. Still building this castle. Now building on bag 4. Just right now, I'm going to be doing this, drinking some coffee. Starting the day off this way. Maybe get through bag 4 or bag 4 and 5. Not sure. I'm going to build until family's up and wants to start their day too. So, just getting started working on this last bit of these bags. Hopefully, I mean, that'll put me pretty close to being, at most, it's another stream after this. Maybe not. Maybe they stay in bed longer and I'll just build until I'm done. I'll have to get up a couple times and get some more coffee if that's the case, though. How are you doing? How was your dinner? The salad that I made, man, that thing ended up being pretty freaking good. It was different than we normally do. It had like a sweet onion dressing that I'd never done before, and it was one of those things where it's different. So at first you're kind of like, I don't know if I like this, but it definitely grew on me, and it'll be something I might try doing in the future again. So it's pretty good. Ended up, we had like one piece of leftover grilled chicken from like a night or two ago when I made dinner. I grilled out some chicken outside. So I had one piece of that, so it really wasn't going to be enough for a big salad. So I have these packs of chicken, like small chunks of grilled chicken already in packs. So I just heated that up to add to it, so I had enough. So I had a little bit of extra chicken to add to it, which was perfect. It was exactly enough. So ended up being pretty good. Where's this next round piece at? There it is. Looks bigger than it is, so it's kind of hard to see in the pieces there. Yeah, not doing not trying to take over Greg's. I waited until 6. Not really true. I got up a little later today. It's Saturday. I had to get a little bit of sleep. And yeah, so at 6 was when I went in and started coffee. So it definitely was just getting up and coming in here and starting to build. I don't do this very often. There's usually lots of big family plan stuff on the weekends, so I don't always have time to even get up early and do stuff that I want to do like this. And a lot of times I have to kind of get the whole team ready to go do stuff. So it's nice to be able to just kind of do something like this every once in a while. Okay, I was like, where is this stuff going? It's because it built up in the back and I couldn't really tell. Just my eyes weren't seeing it. You know, sometimes that works like you're looking right at the steps and can't understand where you're supposed to be putting these pieces. And I guess, like yesterday, if I was going to be worried about making sure people can join me and talk, I appreciate you coming and talking with me, Jose, because yesterday it was just us. I guess I should post some stuff on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but I'm just kind of here to build. I get this stage of the project done, which is building the standard main set, and I think I'll build the tower. Like I know, yeah, man, the windmill is kind of cool, so I kind of want to build that part too. I don't know. We'll see. Because is it cool to have just to bring the 3 together, or should it be 3 like using the 3 sets, big designs that some people have done, or is it gonna have to be something completely different since we're trying to combine 6 of these? I don't know. We haven't fully decided. It's kind of dependent on time. Shai's got a couple other projects to work on too, so he's like, I don't know if I'm even gonna have enough time to take apart the ones he built. Oops. And then putting some gold bars in here. Sorry. Take apart the ones he's built, and then build new ones based on the design we're working on. So we may just have to figure out how to use the ones he's got and then integrate the rest of this together. There it goes. That's closed up and it sits on here. What's the ASMR? Just the noise of the bags going, or are you just talking about talking? Strange. Oh, like, can you hear the background hum noise? There is kind of a background hum noise. I didn't know you were going to be able to hear that. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a fireplace. It's kind of weird the way they did this. It might be something I would not keep if redesigning to a different one. It's like the way the fire is supposed to look there is a little strange. We'll see. Jumpers. See, it's like look at the parts lists and figure out something, because I'm feeling like I didn't do everything on this step, and there were 2 additional jumper plates that went off to the like completely different area. What were you saying I could share onto the Discord. Yeah, try to share everything, talk about it. Just talking a few minutes ago, because I was working on this idea I have for, and this is bigger than just Lego stuff. This idea I have for a big project I want to do. It might be the next, like, phase of my life kind of project. Did I? So this shows like another 2x3. Oh, okay, found it. Usually 2x3s don't just hide under stuff, so I was like, there's no way that thing's just hiding. It was hiding. But yeah, it might be the next phase of my life. I'm gonna retire and then start this project. So I was looking to see if there was a decent Lego ambulance. There is not a single ambulance Lego's made that I've looked at and thought that looks like an ambulance, like that I would want to have represent this plan or this project, this idea. Yeah, not a single one. I was like, okay, well, may have to design my own. And then Andy helped me out, showed me that a full TV site, they have actually a pretty decent one in that build concept. The proportions all looked right. It was nice. So it's something I'll probably look at, either doing it that one, ordering or looking at that, building them that way, or at least just use as inspiration to design my own. I have more than enough stuff to kind of design it, or I could just design it in Studio. But one of the things would be, I kind of want it to be the orange I'm thinking of using for the company color. So I would need to see if there's even that many parts. The problem is that's going to be the real problem, is finding parts in this color that I really want. So let's see. Lego ideas. I think I turned one in to ideas, but it never really took off. Can't remember what it was. I have to go look. I think it might have been this Wally, and I should. Oh no, I guess I took that apart. I build a lot of stuff and then take it apart. Like, it's a big part of what I like about Lego is I can make something cool, take some pictures, and then take it apart. What I'm gonna probably do now that I'm part of a lug here now. That's not something I did before, where I might be wanting to display stuff. So now I'll make sure that if I build something I feel like is kind of cool, I'll keep it long enough to at least show it at a show at least once. So that'd be the idea, at least. Okay, so this was okay, got it. Sometimes steps are done in a way that doesn't make sense to me. Like I would have displayed the step in a different way, because I understand like how it gets built in the end, but I was like, that's not really how I would have shown that thing, but okay. Okay, that's on there correctly. You see now like this is hanging over, so it just makes me wonder if I did that right. Okay, that was everything to build that. It's just building like a little anvil almost, it looks like, for this. Sword to be in. Weird, it almost looks like a mechanical blacksmith, like you don't have to do all the work yourself. There's a machine for hammering it, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I totally agree. The problem is looking at the ambulances, none of the ones that are a part of the set look at all like I want an ambulance to look. Like they're all big vans, and I want the one that's like a truck front and a box back. And they didn't have. There are no official Lego sets that are that kind of ambulance. And even then, the most recent one that they built was like 2012. And even that one was, again, just one of the van type ones. And so I know it's super specific that I needed that particular kind of ambulance. But you would think as many vehicles, as many cop cars and fire trucks and You know, things that Lego has built that an ambulance would be something that would have had tons of them, same as like the rest of those particular vehicles I just mentioned, like ambulances and like cop cars and fire trucks. But nope, they don't seem to build many ambulances, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I think all of the first responder kinds of vehicles would be things that. Okay, yeah, I think that's all that's there. It just looked like there was more built up, but that's because that depth of perception thing on these pictures sometimes. I've had a lot of people saying recently that they're moving more and more towards using digital instructions, and I did like building a couple of sets I've built on digital instructions. The one I think of most is this like R2D2 remote controlled one, and yeah, the like digital instructions was nice to have because you could move it around, really look at it from all angles, and figure out what you're looking at, which is sometimes a little harder in a paper set. Paper set of instructions specifically, obviously. We've done some paper models too. That's why I wanted to specify. There's a spaceship around here somewhere, like an actual one. Like I think it's the Saturn V that Addison built for me. There it is. Like there should be one more of these angled pieces. I found it. So I was just talking about the big build I'm planning to do with this, with my lug lead, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to do this because I'm new to the whole being a part of a lug thing. So I'm trying to figure out, like, hey, if I was going to try to see if anybody could help me out with parts, or like, even if it's just loaning me some to borrow, like, borrow some pieces, some characters, or whatever. Like, how do we do that? What's the normal process there? Because you say you've never seen a cop car. Yeah, there's a lot of cop cars. Lots and lots. Everything from like the 4-stud ones up to some big ones. Although there's not been like a big cop car. Like I'm looking over at my son's creator expert Porsche, and yeah, not one that big, that's for sure. Do you think, you say except when you do big Technic sets, it seems like that would be the perfect time to use digital instructions on a big Technic one, because you can really, make sure you are looking at the step correctly, be able to spin it around and really get a good look at exactly what it's saying you're supposed to be building, because people do a lot of times like complain about how hard Technic sets are to build because of making a mistake early on and messing with everything else later. And I think if we had the digital instructions maybe while I was building it might make it even easier, but I don't know. Like I said, I've only done 1 or 2 sets maybe with digital instructions. I definitely need to do that a bit more. Probably should try it out on this one since I'm already here and working on it. Come here. Yeah, okay. So Jose, how much longer do you think before you're able to get back to work, or feeling like you're 100%? Hoping you get healed up soon, man. It's no fun. It sucks being hurt. Been injured more than my fair share of my time in the Marine Corps, for sure. So it looks like with this little mechanism, you can make the hammer work on the sword here. That's kind of funny. So it is for sure like a mechanical blacksmithing hammer, but you basically just work that with this little thing. That's pretty neat. I wonder why they did that. Because this is going to connect to the water wheel, so the water is actually driving it and forging for you. How cool is that? They like made this very much a like if we were being smart and making something to do some of the work for us. Pretty clever. All right, so hood. You can bring it over here. You heat it up. So that's the forge. That's what that is. Come over, you heat it up, and you put it over there and let the water wheel smack away on it for a while. This is one of those moments where like I feel like my nose is like whistling super loud just because like I'm having trouble breathing. But like I'm pretty sure you can't even hear it. Just feel self-conscious about it. Like, you probably can hear that. If it was one of the microphones right here, maybe, but right now the mic is back there. Just didn't feel like setting everything else up. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, so it's more about it taking so long and then staring at the screen for that long. It's like the screen eye strain more than difficulty construction. That makes sense. Understood. Okay, so a week, you're walking again, kind of running. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that yet. Are you literally actually driving only 1 mile per hour, like just around a parking lot or something? I watch this guy who does City Skylines videos. It's a video game on YouTube. I watch him, and whenever the game autosaves, that's when he stops and takes a sip of tea. I was just thinking that could be like my coffee thing. Every time I turn the page, that's when I can stop for a second. I turn the page, take a sip, look at the chat, and then back to the step that I'm building or whatever. That way, for one, maybe I don't mess stuff up as often, because I definitely feel like I do that too much. But I mean, and I know Greg talked about that on Brick Tech too. Like, you pay attention to the chat, and then you kind of lose track of what you're doing, and suddenly you realize you've made some big mistake on the build, and you're like, oh man, darn it, you have to go back. So maybe creating a rule for myself to, I can talk like this right now because I'm not looking at the chat and interacting, and I won't lose track of where I'm at in this step. But then make that the rule. So like, now I'm done with this page, I can turn the page, take a sip of my coffee, check the chat. Just testing out like how you can apply the pressure with your foot. Gotcha. Yeah, so you're right. I knew there's going to be some kind of suit of armor display. So that's what I'm about to build, is this little rack for hanging a suit of armor on. Just to, it's not on a person, but it's just on display. So I'll probably end up pulling this out here, because I don't have enough to outfit the whole army. Might have this thing used by my forces, because I'm struggling to make anywhere near as big of an army as Shy by January. I don't know how long he's been working on it, but holy goodness, he's got a huge, huge Black Falcon army. I'm not sure if you've seen his stuff yet, but it's a lot. Alright, so the armor just slides on through this. Okay. Just hanging there. Yeah, that's it. I was like, that's it. Alright, and it hangs out. Right next to the force thing. Okay. Yeah, so this little suit of armor piece is just kind of sitting on top of it. Comes right, real easy. Probably nice, because then that means you can grab it if you needed it for one of your trips. I can throw it on this guy real quick. Turn the page. Is that right? I feel like I finished that. Nah, see, I skipped a step over here. See what I'm doing? Jumped ahead straight to building this suit of armor. Skip this whole page. Alright, so we need to build what goes right there, which looks like an archery target on the outside. Can't look at the chat yet. It's not time for a sip of coffee because I missed this step. So let me complete this first, and then it's time for a sip of coffee. And then interact with the chat. Got to work on this routine. They did use a lot of these like larger panels, which is different, but at least it's not those. I say at least, but it's kind of cool too to have the castle ones, the ones that are like big gray sections with the windows already cut into them. You know? Sip of coffee. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Was just getting the foot motion more than anything back in there. Feel free, man. That's not cool. Getting hurt like that. Never fun. So this also just kind of sits on there. Interesting. It's very loose. I would think we'd put like one of the studs on there that's open on top or something, just to kind of make it stay put a little better, but just set it on there. That was a whole step. Put the helmet together, set it on top of this thing. It's kind of funny. Building some stairs here, I'm assuming. We're gonna go from here up. Well, those look like they come off there really easy because they only connect on the bottom. The top just sits on top of like a shelved area you built. So it sits there, but you could easily take the stairs off. It seems like, so far. I mean, that was a real quick page. Sip of coffee. Oh, about to need a new cup of coffee. Finish out this bag and then go grab a new cup of coffee and come back. We'll find out if everybody's up or not. Alright, so this arch goes down at the bottom. And then we build it's like a pillar, looks like maybe in the center of the structure, maybe like a support beam. Probably needed it for some structural integrity. Alright, what are we looking at here? We're adding a lot along here. Okay, trying to figure out exactly where most of this structure building was going. We're going right here. Okay, so it does not come off easily. We just kind of secured the stairs in there. So my original thought of maybe they want you to be able to take the stairs off and on is not the case. A lot of this is just kind of securing these sections we've been building along here together now, finally. There's like an inside wall and an outside wall, and this was the first time we've kind of started connecting all that stuff together, so now it's starting to hold. Okay, so we connect this beam. Make sure that connected well. It's a little taller than the stuff around it. I'm assuming we're going to have to, we're going to have to level everything back out. Don't know if you know, but I got dogs, and just look down like there's dog hair all over my shirt. Quick sip of coffee, check the chat. Alright, enjoy shopping. I'm not sure what we're doing today, if we're doing anything. Maybe go see if we can go help someone from my lug with some moving some stuff around that they gotta do. But if not, then we may just be hanging out here today. Maybe I'll get this finished up. Maybe I'll build another one. Who knows? But appreciate you hanging out. Drive safe, or travel safely. I'm not sure if you'll be driving on this particular trip. Like I said, here only just now, kind of getting back to it. So. Adding some cover to the stairs here. Actually, basically like adding the actual steps so that it looks like stairs. I imagine they put them that way so that way you can add people to it. So there's a couple of jumper type of plates on there so that way they can place the person, a figure, going up or down the stairs if I already wanted to. Alright, make sure all that's scrunched together quite well. They built in a little like brick built mouse with cheese. That's pretty funny. Our little blacksmithing area has mice, unfortunately, it seems. Well, I mean, that's what happens. You leave a cheese wedge sitting on the stairs. What do you think's gonna happen? Silly. Okay, looking at this side now. Okay, this is a regular 1x1. This one. Ooh, throwing stuff. So almost done with this bag, and once I finish this bag, we'll go get a fresh cup of coffee though. YouTube notification, a new VAT 19. I seem to be short. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I was looking for another cylinder, but it's not the cylinder I'm adding, just this stud on top of it. Got it. I think that was everything. I gotta get in a better habit of just pulling parts first and then building. I just go straight to putting pieces on. I feel like I forget stuff sometimes. Part. That one. And a stud. That should be two of these. Alright. See? Better now. Okay, see now like I know that I completed that step. Crazy how that works, right? Should probably get better at that. One of those, 2 bricks, 1, 3. Yeah, I don't know why. That's never been a thing I like got good at, which was grabbing parts first, then building. I just always go straight to throwing pieces on, and it does get confusing sometimes. these, the big piece, and there's one green stick. Alright, where are we going? Right up against these, it looks like. Okay. What did I do? I knocked some over. Oh, maybe I just made this go. No. I like something else fell. Did I yeah. Somehow put this, even after trying to double check, I put that in the wrong spot. Yep, it all lines up there. Okay, so I think I got this all in the right spot. And then what do you have? Trying to figure out how they're thinking we want this thing. Let's see, small split of 3 that way. It's okay, it's probably like this. I get the idea. Okay, maybe that. Yeah, okay, that's better. And then we kind of lock it in with this, so it's stuck through this one with a pinhole, and then you put this through there. Eventually. See if I can get this. Watch for that suit armor inside. Yep, there it went. There we go. Now it's fairly locked in place. Lost my helmet. Just put this. It's so weird that it's just so loosely put on there. Kind of tempted to. I got a solution for this. I got an extra one anyways, so I'm just gonna do this. Probably a bad idea because long term it's gonna be really hard to get out of there. Nah, I'll be able to use like a rod to do it. So take that. I'm gonna push this down into there. There we go. Kind of bit. Kind of didn't actually. See, it's gonna come out okay, I think. May just have to swap out this stick now that I just got that one stuck in there. Taking this apart, doing a little customization already. Because it felt like not having that stick on it would be kind of strange. So I'm going to put the armor on there and then slip this stud over top at least. And then be able to stick the helmet to it. So that it kind of sits on there that way. There, now it all kind of holds together and can be on display a little better. Just added a 1x1 stud with a hole on top to make it so that it can kind of stay put a little bit better. Because it was definitely just wobbling around. A little bit left. See, I did it again. Just went straight to build it in. Habit. And not a good one, but it does seem to kind of work for me, but I'd rather have a better habit for sure. Okay, so that ends bag 5. I'm going to push this stuff over here to the spares pile. And I'm going to take a quick break for a second and grab a fresh cup of coffee. I'll be right back. And I'm still totally in my pajamas, just so y'all know. back with a fresh cup of coffee. In case anybody joined. Doesn't look like it. Mama Bear's up, the dogs are outside. Addison is still in bed, and I'm going to start on bag 5. Yeah, so with this we finish off this kind of like this end of the building where it turns into sort of the water wheel driven forge area plus like a house on top of it, it looks like. Alright, let's get started at the step. We're building a little bird. I guess I need to spread down my pieces so I can see what I'm doing here. I used to sort, if you go back to like early Papa Bear desk builds videos, I definitely always sort them all the way down the plane. What's up? Nobody's on right now. But they could come back and watch later. But they won't. What you doing?
Just see what you're doing.
Just building a castle. How's that look? What do you think? Like this is just the first like 4 bags. This is extra. This is what I built on. Actually, this is only 3 bags. This is the 4th bag, and then a 5th will finish this building off, and it goes like on the side. It's pretty decent for just like 3 bags of castle.
What time did you get up?
Just before 6. Started the coffee right at 6. Just when I woke up. Didn't have an alarm or anything.
It's a Saturday. You're not supposed to wake up that early.
I was thinking about getting up earlier so that I could get more done before anybody got up, but I didn't wake up.
The real star's coming in.
Yeah, Suki's coming.
Yeah. Suki wants to be on camera.
Suki does. Where does Suki go?
Suki, go say hey to Daddy.
Suki, where you at? Where's Suki? Suki, what's she sniffling? She's sniffing at something. Come here, Sniff. Suki. Oh, she ran off.
You come with your mama.
She said, I'm not getting up on camera.
You want mommy to get your food ready?
She's too shy.
Come on. Come on, let's get your food ready. Oh, shall I get your brother in this? No? No, okay.
Or maybe she's gonna eat all their food too. Interesting to use like a blue, I guess, this feathery piece or whatever as the tail for this bird. But then I was thinking at first maybe this was supposed to be like a rooster, but I think it's just supposed to be like a blue jay. So then it makes sense to have it be a brightly colored bird. But I was like, a turkey, or not a turkey, but a rooster would not have bright blue tail feathers or whatever. It does have like the red under its beak though, so it makes me wonder. Then is this a green? It's like a green front piece too. So yeah, definitely an odd bird. It's a parrot. It's like a pirate's parrot maybe. There's a lot of color going on here. There it is. Couldn't find that green piece. It's like the only green piece. It's just buried underneath everything. Do you like building little creatures like this? Kind of silly, kind of cool. You get a lot of these in the creator sets. I remember the first time I can remember building something like this was with the lighthouse, which is right over there. That was the first set that Addison and I built on on YouTube. Made a video, built it. That was our first one. Oh, and maybe it is because there's other chickens here. Why is it staying blue? It's just weird. So we're gonna make 2 regular chickens now. Like that definitely a chicken. And then that rooster just doesn't match. Interesting. Alright, I mean it's just brightly colored up. Definitely never seen a blue rooster. So take that for what it's worth. Maybe I just haven't seen enough of the world. Seen quite a bit of it. But I still don't remember ever seeing a blue rooster. But yeah, in the that lighthouse you make some seagulls. It's the first time I remember like brick building a little creature like that and being like, that was pretty cool, pretty interesting. So this is supposed to go side to side, whichever way the, okay, there it is. Where's the head at? 2 of those, and then there's just a bunch of chickens around the archery target area. It seems like this is a dangerous place to hang out, guys. I might end up dinner instead of hanging out on the yard. May want to be avoiding the place where people are shooting arrows. One last little red dome, wherever it went. Yep, some chickens. Okay. Wait. I did forget a piece. I was gonna say, I'm like, oh, I don't usually do that. I think I did it on the other one too. Yeah. That's why I was messing it up on this one, because I hadn't done it correctly on the first one. Now they're chickens. Okay, so you got some chickens. You can't see it over there, but there's chickens now all along the side here. Maybe it's not supposed to be a rooster. It certainly kind of seems like it's a rooster, but then it's blue, which is just strange. But I'm good for strange. Strange is fun. As much as I love like the idea that it just made that step easier to use these really tall bricks, they are very hard when it comes to sorting. So like if I go to sort these into the brick sorting setup that I have, like where do I put this? Does this go into 1x1s? Well, but it's like 15 tall, so I have to come up with like a whole other drawer or system for housing tall bricks, which is not easy. I'm not sure how I feel about the yellow on this castle. I've talked about it before. Like I think if I could maybe replace the yellow with something else. I wonder if it's supposed to be a nod back to, you know, the original yellow castle kind of thing. Pretty sure it is. Doing it again. Just pulling pieces out and building. Well, I see someone joined right around 7:15, but I didn't see it, sorry. I was still looking down, mid-page. Not that I followed my rule and actually took a sip of coffee because I'd already checked all the parts and turned the page, but it's because I'm doing my poor job of following my own rules I just established. So turn the page, sip of coffee, check the chat. Now, pull pieces. Like actually do what I said I was going to do. Pull all the pieces so that way I know that I'm building it correctly, because I definitely messed that up a lot. Not a lot, I guess. It just feels like it's a whole lot more likely to be messed up if I don't pull pieces first. Should be tan, there we go, tan color plate. And one, there, okay. Building a small, I guess I'm rotating this for this step. So this goes on this side. Everything else goes here. Like a little fireplace up here. I'm wondering if it's, are they just capitalizing on the fact that there's a forge downstairs and you can get some heat, or is it something different? Couldn't tell you for sure. these pieces, one of those, one arch. There's like a little stone arch right there. There's 2, 1. And we're saying 2. There we go. 2 of those. 3 clips. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This arch goes over our little fireplace here. It's just a little fireplace. We put all 3 clips right in front of it. Because it's supposed to look like, you know, the fireplace, like protection grill kind of things to keep you from get too close maybe. We'll see. Because I feel like this area up top is kind of like the little house / apartment for the blacksmith. So we take each of these there, and then this brick goes in the middle. Okay, that was all that step. Turn the page, sip coffee, check the chat. Nobody's here. That's okay. I just want to get this thing built. Ready for taking this to the show once me and Shy figure out how we're gonna build this huge, crazy thing. Did it again. Not really, because it's just like the one piece, one step at a time thing. See, they do this, and then that confuses me because this makes no sense to pull parts for when each step is like one piece. Maybe 2 at most. So I add that, and then I add this one with a bar. But like, there was no reason to pull that first, other than trying to find it, which is not being easy. Ah, there it is. I think I was in my head looking for a different color, which is weird. Okay, so towards the bar. Oh, gotcha. We're making a nice big chair. Okay, 2 more of these. 1, 2. Now I'm gonna, because there's a little bit more stuff to this. Okay, put these together. The 2 clips I saw. I knew I saw those a second ago. And then there's a red Nexonite style tile thing, which I love these things. They have for some really interesting shapes. I know everybody's using them in roofs a lot right now because of the blacksmith roof that they did. Ended up looking really cool that way. Yep, so very nice little chair, very cool chair. This gets put into place here, and then I can do my turn the page sip tea. Not a sip of tea. I can't steal from Biffa. Sip of coffee. May have to start like watching or listening to stuff. Problem I have is I do want to talk to people. So we're building 2 of these. We need 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And then 4 plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's not that. There we go. 4. Now I had something else attached to it. And then 2 yellow studs. 1, 2. Put 2 together. Then a plate. 2 together. 3 together. So 3. Then a plate. See, I did it kind of weird. Ends up being 5 of these per, obviously, since I know I'm building 2 and I needed to pull 10. That's how math works. Because I went to school. I'm glad that I had a reason to apply math skills from school. Do it again. These are the kinds of steps where people complain about their fingers hurting afterwards, because there's definitely lots of, you know, pressure and contact against the sharp corners of lots of small pieces in order to build something pretty small. If you do this a dozen times, you end up with a good bit of feeling like your fingers are beat up. Especially if you kind of are interested in making sure that it's neat and straight and clean lined up with the pieces next to it. Those lots of little pieces kinds of builds can be pretty frustrating. Quick sip of coffee. Check the chat. Moving on. Door frame. Door. It's like barely a step, man. Come on. Built a door. Not that hard. Now it does have it shows there's one additional piece. Oh, doorknob? Is that it? Yeah, okay. I'm like, where's this go? But it's because I'm jumping too fast ahead and did not put the doorknob on the outside. My fault. No doorknob on the inside? Okay. You get locked inside. Two of the smaller ones. Oh, dogs are about to get their food. These two go here. The others go to the corners. I actually just got the alert from our Furbo as well that the dog's barking. Mom Bear's got him in there barking because she's getting the dog fed. Turn page. Sip of coffee. Check. Nobody's there. Been going for an hour. Look at that. Started right around 6:30, I thought, but I guess it started a little earlier than that. Okay, now we're doing the windows. Wait, why does it look like this is going to open on this side? Very well, pretty safe though. Ah, that is the overhang. I'm like, seems a little strange. I have a ton of these too. Like I ended up with like a really lucky find, I guess, if you want to call it that, for very inexpensive window shutters in gold. So I got them. Like I bought a bunch of them, and then I think it might have been my first like pick a brick cup, and yeah, I still have a lot of them. I have not used them in much of anything. I think I used some in a unique way when building part of the space station thing that I built back here that got dropped and fell apart and I haven't put back together. Someday after this castle build, I'll probably build my big space station. Not like a space station in space, but it's supposed to be like be the habitat on another planet like Mars is really what I'm going for. It's a Mars habitat that you would live in for those first few years while we build up some infrastructure on Mars. That's the idea. Okay, where'd this go in? So this whole thing comes in on top of the set we built over here. Okay, so that's all in there, and the windows then open outward. You can hear the beeping. That's our house security system because we're letting the dogs outside. Turn the page. Sip of coffee. Check the chat. Nobody here. Let's see. Doing 2 sets of these little arches. Those are coming across this inside section here, creating a cool like arched look inside, which you don't have to do, right? You can totally build this completely square, but I love that they do that. Take that little bit of extra to really like make it flow, make it look like it was actually built. You know, it's kind of neat. And you probably could hear dogs barking outside too. Alright, kind of finally solidifying that stuff there. Everything's starting to tighten in a little bit. Turn the page, quick sip of coffee. Checking in the chat. That might be getting annoying. I'm going to go ahead and at least stop saying it out loud. Nobody's there. Candle flame. Candle. The two. I saw it. Okay. I was like, I know I saw those. Where did they go? One more on one plate. Two of those things. Candle, three. Yep, okay, got everything. This just goes in. Where are we looking here? Oh, we're spinning it around. I'm like, what am I looking at? Change the angle on me. Bothers me when they do that. It's okay. Probably should have done this inside one first because it's definitely harder to get to. I made this way harder on myself than I needed to by putting them together in the order that I did. There it is. Alright. I do like that they put this little candle here. I'm assuming this will become a windowsill in a little bit. Maybe not. Because I just walled this in, it looks like. The candle's just rinse it. It's not going to show in a window. Is that? Yes. Turn the page. Sip of coffee. Check the chat. Looks like someone just joined us. Oh, Jose's back. Yeah, I'm still going. Went and got a fresh cup of coffee. Talked to Mama Bear. She didn't really want to do anything yet, so we can just hang out for a little bit longer building. I have been going for an hour and 10 minutes. Just got up, got some coffee, got to building. It's kind of nice. Okay, so we are on one brick piece. There we go. Okay, where are you going? You're going this way. Okay. 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 2 by 2. Okay. 2 by 2 there. 2 here. Plate to press top. So this must be like a window or something. Cause is that a window? Yes. Check on the picture. Cheating. Look at the picture. Like when you're putting a puzzle together, you gotta look at the picture while you're going. He just went shopping near the house, so he just walked over there. Nice. See, another one of those steps where it's like just grab a single piece at a time. So these are the steps that end up putting me into this groove of just grab a thing and build it, and then I stay in that groove, and I'm like, wait, no, shoot, I should gather all these pieces because I don't know for sure if I did it right. but I understand sometimes certain steps can be complicated if we don't do it this way. But that's a brick built window, unlike this other kind of like big one over here with the shutters. I kind of like that. That's all built together around it. It just slots into place. Very nice. Okay. Turn the page. Sip coffee. Chat, chat. So, for your question, is the building an interesting one? So, I guess I was always told, wise man answers a question with a question. So do you mean like the building process itself, like how the things are built? Has it been like fun or interesting, like for me to build, or is the building just how it looks and its design interesting? I guess which one is the question? And a brick. A brick. Make this look like a brick on the outside. Yellow bit right there. Black piece across the top to pull it all together. Alright, now each of the walls is mostly solid on their own. I'm guessing we'll solidify that in a second. Turn the page. Sip of coffee. Check the chat, see if you respond. I have to say yes. Mostly because of some of the things you are forced to do if you're designing a 3-in-1 creator set. You tend, like in my experience, they tend to use more smaller pieces than probably would be necessary if you were designing it as a standalone single set on its own, because then having this more smaller parts gives them more flexibility on like the secondary builds. So because of that, like in lots of places you're doing many small pieces, and I'm like, I could have probably done this a different way, but then it's a very interesting way to build some stuff. I also like, I was talking about it while you were gone, I think, like brick built animals, so building all the little chickens here on the side. I don't know, it just cracks me up. I was talking about, I remember our very first set we built on Addison's channel, back when she was very little, was the Creator Lighthouse, which is over there. I think it's a 3-in-1, yeah, the 3-in-1 Creator Lighthouse, and in it you build some little seagulls, and that was like my first memory of actually doing like a brick built animal that I could remember. I'm sure I did as a kid, but I just don't remember a lot of that. So for me, like all these little like builds, like just building that little chair, like that was fun. Like I like the idea that a lot of these things are completely brick built. And I don't know if you saw when I was building yesterday, but like the mechanical function here for the drawbridge too. So it actually locks in place as well. So like it won't go back down until you release it inside here, which is super cool. So you can bring it up, and then once the drawbridge is up, drawbridge does not go back down on its own without you unlatching it here and then drawing it down. So the easiest way probably to spin it. So it doesn't have to. But there's a little lifting, latching mechanism there, which is kind of neat. I mean, all these little details they did is super cool. So definitely dig it. I missed the part of the step. See, that's what happens when I'm not following my own rules, which is trying to pull the parts first. I put the plate on there, but I failed to. Grab all of the pieces listed on that step, and then start. Okay, so that solidifies across, and then we want 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those all come across here. Since these are all 6 exactly the same piece, I probably could have done without grabbing all of them. Just no fill in this side. But better to kind of stick to the rules and then you don't make mistakes like I did on the last step. Sip coffee, turn the page. Check on chat. What we got there? Oh, Greg's going through Pokemon cards in 5 minutes. Might have to switch over or pull it up on my phone and be hanging out with him while he does that. So this one and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, that's the rest of them. 4 of the smaller ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all those. Alright. So how do we do this? Can't see it because of the glare. So the end ones are the narrow ones. Builder first. Got it. Kind of figured as much, but it's always good to double check which exact pieces. Because this could work a couple ways, pretty easily. Could be the narrow ones in the middle. Could be in there randomly. I could choose to do that if I wanted to. I'd still end up with this roof built the way it's gonna look. Just a matter of where the larger pieces are. Probably want the large ones through here because it's pulling together the pieces below it and offsetting the lines in the tiles, so that it makes it look like it's actually, because you can always see the separations in the bricks, right? So that separation lines make it look more like staggered roof tiles as well. Good design choice. It's hard to tell if these are really syncing together. Turn the page. Sip coffee. Check the chat. Yeah, talking about the value of like cards being crazy. So we were watching a YouTube channel. I can't remember if it's actually the name of the channel. It's like Tiny Nerdy Things. But he says, maybe that's not the name of the channel, but it's something he says. He's like, my name is whatever, whatever, and I build tiny nerdy things. So he likes to do, he'll do like custom models that are in relation to a Pokemon card, usually with the card itself like integrated into it. So he wanted to make, one of the ones we were watching yesterday, he was making a Gyarados. So what he wanted to do was like, it looked like the Gyarados is coming up out of the card. So he went to look up the card to buy one, and it was like $500 for this card. So he's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that, because he ends up destroying the card like to build this cool art piece, as if, you know, the card was come to life is the idea. And he's like, yeah, no. So he, you know, printed the card so that he could have it look like it was coming out of that card, but there was no way. He's like, there's no way I'm spending $500 on this card. That's crazy. So it looks like BrickTech might have just went live. I'm gonna go ahead and pull him up on my phone so I can listen in at the same time as I'm hanging out here. Might need to put my headphones on, so.
It's been sitting here at the bar. I've been wanting to do this live stream because I thought, oh, this was so cool to go through this with peeps, and you guys can explain to me what the heck I'm looking for and if I have any good ones. And I even got a couple of these boxes on the
There we go. You got him going. I'm gonna let him go. You may be getting like echo since you're probably listening on a different thing at the same time, or you left to go do that.
There were a couple of these cards here.
Yeah, his channel's super cool.
Plastic sleeves. I'll show these to you because I think these ones may have some value to them. The rest of this might be completely worthless, but I thought, you know, what the heck? Let's gamble it. $15. What does it hurt? So we got a shiny Sabibi. That's the first one that you see there. And again, if you know anything these are the ones with the star. And these ones, I don't know what these are. These are just like wild ones. Clark was really interested in these. So I think like just to speed this up, because I have so much to go through, we're literally just going to pull all the shinies here. Now I'm going to get into the chat so I can find out what you guys are saying, because you might be directing me into a different direction here. Hey, Zach's here. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Welcome. Chris is here. Andy's here. Papa Bear in the house. What's up, man?
Live at the same time.
Zach, of course. Is that a shiny Roxy? I don't think shiny Roxy's in here, but she is shiny. She is beautiful. Is that a oh my gosh, we got Pokemon mailbox, boys. I think that's worth some money. Probably not.
Alright.
So, what you're looking for ideally down here, man, is a diamond. So if you guys are, you can learn with me. See that little diamond down there? That apparently is like, it's kind of like mid-range, I guess. But I don't think these are actually worth anything. This is a trainer. I don't know if these trainers are worth anything, but it is shiny.
It's like one of those rooster things.
Okay, put it in there.
A weather vane.
How about you go through these? Whole stack there. That was like my next stack I was going to go through. We'll see if we have anything. These are my good ones. I'm down to make my money back off of these, I would say. Like, this has got to be $15. Who's that? Charizard? Or Charmander, I'm sorry. That's the only one I know, I think. I know Pikachu. That's as far as I know. We'll put that in the shiny. Do you need to start with the shiny?
Oh, man.
I'm going to try to figure out how I can show this to you guys. Did you find a good one? Clark, I didn't realize how much he was going to enjoy this, man.
He does seem like he's indignant.
Okay.
Turn the page, sip of coffee, check chat.
Any recommendations from you guys, or should we just jump into this? Because I don't know like what I'm doing. More than $15. Okay.
Yeah, definitely more than $15. I say check that Arceus.
These up over the summer, I was like, hey, these are pretty decent. So if that's all I pulled out here, it'd be worth it. Keep them in a pile, but because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to put them on one of these storage boxes when we're done. So keep them all like face up.
Okay, building out like a weather vane.
Kind of like they were. Like these ones are all disorganized, and these ones are our ones that we've gone through so far. What would be the best camera angle that I could do here with you guys? I want to be able to show these to you in some way, while simultaneously going through them too, so you guys can see like what works. I don't know. Okay. These ones are all pink. This one's pink. We're gonna learn some card tricks here, boys.
These two, this
The
one.
GX cards are fake. Are these are the GX cards? Are they? Is there such thing as bootleg Pokemon cards? Is there such thing?
Yeah, unfortunately, there definitely is.
Terrible thing to do. I don't know. If they're not, you can have them and do whatever you want with them. Otherwise, we're just gonna sell this lot off. I'm gonna pick up another light here so you guys can see a little better too.
Yeah, I had to turn my lights down this morning because it gets too bright when it's early and right in my face. Don't necessarily like it. Everybody dropped off.
Okay.
So we're watching Greg.
You got your stuff in order there, boss? How's that? Is it shiny? Okay. Is that what they're called, or what is it? Holographic? Holograms? I don't even know, dude. Those cards are not fake. See, that's the problem with taking advice from these bogus Pokemon detectors, Zach. Hey, Mateo's here. He says that Mew is around $50. What? What? Which one is that even? $50? Is that in like primo condition? Because I don't know if he's spotless.
Hello.
But $50
Hi,
is like
pups.
a bank right there.
What's
baby.
your bubbies?
What are we buying with this? We converting this into some type of massive Lego set? We gonna take it to eBay, maybe buy a collection? Let's see.
Don't want you eating up some plastic there, weirdo. Come on, ow. You push the door open. Now we're going to build the
Tell me in a
window.
complete sentence if the trainers are worth money, and also if these energy cards are worth money, because I have an entire operation here of just energy cards that's, I don't know if it works. You're on a shiny roll, brother. Nice work. That's an energy card? I don't know. Tell me, say yes, energy cards are worth something, or no, they're not, because I don't know. Alright, we'll put that in energy cards. I might not even separate them out if they're not worth anything. why I said answer in a full sentence. Are traders or energy cards worth anything? That'd be so helpful. Because then I can just pass right by. Pass right by. What terrible idea going off on doing this live. GX cards are worth $10 each. So they're either fake or they're worth $10. I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna suck right now. Let's see any GX cards. I'm getting my pile going quick now. What is all this? That's like that's a Pokemon card. Yes, but only some. And here we go. We got full sense. If the energy cards are older, they can be worth more. No, energy cards are not worth anything. Can we come to a consensus on this? We need to do like a poll or something. Yes! Shiny one. Alright, put your shiny pile. Dude, this is a perfect thing for Clark Man. He loves this, man.
Yeah, he is digging it. It's been pretty cool. Okay, so I have this one, but then I need to go 3 without the wedge. Got it. Understand the concept now. We are building my little water wheel.
It's a circle, but it's a regular one. The common, if you will. Totally energy down, I guess. Cloudy says if they're damaged like bend, tear, or whitening on the edges, they're worthless. Promos and energies are worthless too. Alright. Don't worry about energies, Clark Man. What about shiny common ones like this? Like a tentacle. Is he for something or are we just making this up? Don't worry about energies anymore. They're worthless apparently. So we're just gonna leave them in the stack to sell as a lot.
Okay, so just that like that. Yep, and then these all come together on this. This is the center of the wheel, and these are like the outer parts of the piers. Pretty cool so far.
I don't see like a circle or anything on it. Can someone help me out with this one? Thank you for the super chat though, Clyde. This doesn't have like a thing at the bottom. It has a whatever that is. Really? Maybe it's like different different variants.
Kind of a weird thing to be sitting on someone else's live stream while doing my own live stream, but it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so if you get a shiny common, it's like getting a diamond. Okay, makes sense. Maybe we should pull diamonds out too. Should we pull diamonds, guys? And answer pull diamonds or don't pull diamonds?
I am not good enough with the Pokemon stuff to be able to answer these questions, unfortunately.
Yeah, the diamonds are good if you can find the diamonds. I don't want to go through it twice, so we need to know now if we're pulling diamonds. Otherwise, I'm just going to let everything go. We'll find out here in a minute.
So this goes here, and then the water would pass under, and would drive the hammer inside.
Diamond is the middle range one, though, right? It goes circle,
Cool.
diamond, star, if I remember correctly.
Pretty cool.
It's so confusing.
Now this connects
That's not the circle.
to this side of our castle.
So I'm not sure if I should just be pulling cards that have some type of holographic.
Right here, clicks together.
We're looking for stars, I guess. But are they worth like pulling out of here? Or should I just sell them with all of the lot? I don't know. You should do it like this.
Bag 6.
Okay, so we confirmed circle is common, diamond is uncommon, and star is rare. So we should. Here's a rare. Hey, look at this card, man. This one doesn't have anything on it either. Be sure they're off. So this one is, it's holographic, like up in this area, and this one is a star. So I would assume that one may be worth a little something. This one though, I don't know, because it doesn't have that at the bottom. How do I know what this one is? I guess maybe I just start looking at the money bag eventually. But this one seems like it could be something. Yeah, even that. Clark's keeping it in his pile. He's got the pile. We okay here with the. You can pull it all those? That's
Set some of this down. Roll off the table. Already in my Christmas pajamas.
What's worth so much?
Deciding to roll off again.
Energy. I don't think there's anything amazing in here. I'm assuming whatever kid owned this probably sold off the good stuff. How those other ones made it in here, I have no idea what these are doing. I feel like these should
Lost one of the.
But you think like with most things, there would be a few like
These little cylinder pieces like you roll away. There's a skeleton looking body parts in here.
Symbols on the left side bottom when the sun and moon came out. Okay. This one is a diamond. It's a trainer. A red card. With full holograph. Yeah, thank you, Clyde. Okay, so if you super chat marked as the Pikachu electric tail. We have things apparently. Let's see if we can find something good. It's a circle. Alright. I'm just gonna throw mine down here, I guess. Hey, let me show you the ones we got so far, guys. I'll show you which ones we pulled. This one's a star. Okay, this is good. This is a star holographic. Oh, Pikachu. You guys see that? That one feels like it could be something, right? Thank you guys for tuning in. I know this isn't like Lego content. I was debating whether to put this on Brickatech Live. I was like, maybe I should have a channel where it's like all the live stuff I do that's not Lego. Because like this isn't necessarily what you came here for, but I feel like there's probably some overlap. What is this nonsense?
Turn the page, sip of coffee, chat. No big deal.
Another trainer. Oops. Fake? There's a lot of Charmanders in here. Charmander? It goes in Japanese. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, we have quite a few of those ones that are in Japanese actually.
Thank you for loving the stream. I appreciate that. A little something different, I guess. I've been wanting to do this forever. It just needs done. Let me show you the ones that I got so far, boys. You guys ready for rapid fire here? If you see anything that's like amazing, I'll try to keep these. I'm gonna go fast, but if you see anything that's like super valuable, just say what the name of it is, and I will. Some of you Pokemon detectors out there are gonna spot this from a mile away, probably. These are all the ones that have some type of hologram on. Hey, that one doesn't. I lied. That one doesn't. Nice, Clark, man. There's a Pikachu that's all crazy pants. Sure. Be careful with it. It might be worth something. You guys see anything that could be worth something that I could possibly sell and make my $15 back? Clark, we make a video titled "Selling My Entire Pokemon Haul for the UCS Millennium Falcon." What do you think? Do something fancy pantsy. I don't know. Just an idea. Can you guys even see these? I'm setting that one aside. That says Shining on it. And I've learned that if it says Shining, that could be worth something. Pikachu! I guess Pikachu probably isn't rare because I'm seeing a bunch of them. Unit Pikachu? Jirachi, Weedle, Mewtwo, a couple Mewtwo's.
Mewtwo could be, but it depends on which one it is.
Is it? It's a Bakugan card. Hey, maybe that's one of the ones that's magnetic. Okay. You guys saw all those. This one? Could this one be worth something?
Tiny Homes video came out.
Shining Rayquaza. Okay, let me know, guys. Let me know if there's any value in that particular card. But those are all the shiny ones that we got so far. You guys see anything? Clickbait title: selling my entire collection. People will think you mean Lego. Genius. That's why I love you guys. You come up with some really great clickbait titles. We dropped our first Pokemon card. This means it's a Brick Attack Pokemon video. We've done it.
Dropped. You're
It's
crazy,
a
man.
Poke video. And you turn yourself about. Let's see how much one of these 800 card things holds. I saved this just for you guys. Literally 6 months of Borotech. We're supposed to be building over here. We're supposed to be doing live streams over here. What the actual heck? What do you got? All your shinies? Yeah. You want to put it in the shiny pile? You put it right in the center. What's this thing? Shiny! What? That Rayquaza is worth from $30 to $60? Dude! $30 card click, man. I'll sell it on the low end probably because it's been floating around. $30. That's a 300-piece Lego set we got right here in this little piece of cardboard. Dude,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Not to say that Pokemon cards are cool or valuable, but I'm a Lego guy by nature. Okay, we have some mathletics to do here. Okay.
Do I see a shiny card
I'm thinking this is full of instructions. Nice, buddy. Nice. Oh, crushing my cards here. So this holds 800 cards. We got 2 of these. So okay, I see how this goes. You know, we went to college. I'll just throw those over the edge there. That goes over to the
Clark says I didn't go to college.
fold this up like this. Fold this in like this.
Alright.
The actual head's
I
out.
think done with that still.
How is that gonna sit?
Turn the page. Sip coffee. Nobody there.
Oh, I guess it goes like that. Oh, okay. So we're gonna put this up over the top. Feed that down through. Double rainbow. Should I pull stars out here, guys? Should I pull stars? Mateo! He says, please promise you'll go through all the cards. You have some seriously expensive cards like Rayquaza, Blastoise, and Mew that are $150 together. What? Yeah, I'll go through them all. Here, Mateo, I have a question for you. Yeah, shiny bow.
That's awesome, man. Congrats on finding some awesome stuff.
Cards out here. Like, I have
2 of the angles.
I'm just
Let's
gonna let
see
diamonds
here.
and commons go. Should I pull these, Mateo? Thank you for being a member for 2 months, brother. Should I? Like, even if they're worth like 50 cents a piece, I get a bunch of these together. Oh, Clark's doing the member dance. You know, I get enough of these together. Maybe I can pull together, you know, $20, $50. I don't know. Should I pull all the stars, guys? These are all stars. Because I don't want to put stars in there if they're worth something. I would think that these are worth, you know, if they're rare. If you're using the word rare as a Pokemon person, I would think that that would mean something. And I'll pull all the stars out here, I guess. Hey, SpongeBob fan. I want to let you know that we got your package today. It was from Greg's World, so I opened it up off camera, but thank you very much for the very generous package, my friend. We had some Nintendo Switch games in there, which we'll play on our Clark built that. We'll play that on. Okay, I'm gonna go through those and see if I can find some stars. Are we pulling stars, guys, or am I wasting my time? Trent says
I have no
don't
idea.
pull the stars out that don't have holographic. Okay, that's gonna save me a lot of time if I don't. We're making a mistake here, though. Let's confirm or deny what Trent says here. Should we pull the stars? Because I have these on.
Okay, got all
I'm
that.
gonna go through it twice.
By 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Come on.
Should pull the ones that sell by themselves and sell the rest in a lot for $150 or $200, something like that. That's the big plan, I think. So I'm gonna try to find ones that are valuable, sell those individually, and then everything else is gonna go in one of these, and I'm gonna be like 800 Pokemon cards. Maybe worth nothing, maybe worth something. Have low expectations. Literally gonna be my eBay listing. And I'll share with you guys if somebody wants to guys are killing me, man. I need everybody to come to a consensus here and be like, Greg, don't bother, or Greg, do. Chances are these aren't mint condition, which means they won't be worth as much. I know, whatever the low end is probably what I'm going to sell these for, because I don't want to disappoint somebody. It's going to be like, you know, if it's $30 to $60, I'm throwing mine on for $30. It's going to be better than the other 30 ones. I double my money off of one card, and we're good to go, right? Make sure you throw that in there. Is what I'm going to do. Let's just find the shiny ones for now. I'm on a shiny hunt. We'll go back through maybe and find the stars. We're going to do that.
2 1x4.
I wish that's something that you guys help with. Shinies or no shinies? When these already signed up, Clark, man.
These windows. That's kind of cool.
I'm trying to put them all here in nice order because whenever I sell these, I'd like the person to get them in good shape. I'm going to be very honest in my listing too. I'm going to say I bought these at a yard sale and saw an opportunity, and I think that's pretty fair. Hey, make sure these are all in here the right way to get us. Yeah, it goes. Good job, guys. Make sure they're all straight up. Make sure there's no weird Bakugan cards or anything in here too. Do it. The shiny Arceus is $30. Is that on the low end? I'll show you guys what that looks like. Right here.
Yeah, I was trying to tell him. I'm sure the Arceus
Box right there?
is worth something. So
I gotta not do this though, guys. You know I'm gonna get addicted to Pokemon cards now. I'm gonna start collecting cards as like Chris says those common cards only go for that kind of money because it's the 90s and graded. Okay. I'll just go for the ones that are shiny right now. Holy crap, Clark, I'm gonna need more of these, man. I think 800 cards would be a lot. Right there is like almost 200 cards. We might be going back on Amazon, boys. We might need more of this. You ready for another pile loss? Your shinies. These ones that you go through.
oh yeah, you definitely got to pull on this one. This is a lot of pieces. Just okay. So there 1x2. L.
How's the camera angle, guys? Would you like to have the camera angle go
1x4. 1.
Would you rather see what I'm going through?
2 of these.
Hey, no,
1
like this one.
and 1.
See that mess you're making?
Okay.
Really hard.
Now I should be able to go through.
So put those all back
I think these are just.
I want to right side up too, okay? 'Cause
Okay, so
see how
start from
rough
here.
it is?
1.
You want to do it like this. Use your phone to slide them. And it makes it real easy. We'll put these in that box there. So we'll go in that order thing. All the non-shinies are going to go in the box. These are like our cool ones. I think I'm even going to tell the person. I'll be like, there's not anything like super fancy. Alright, so let me see your hand. Put your hand. You do this. Cards like that.
Okay, that step done. Turn the page. Sip of coffee. Check chat. Nobody's here.
So move like these into this camera. What is that now? Not like it. It's hard to teach somebody. So like this. I'm left-handed though, so you're gonna want to do it like this. Put your cards in your right hand. Wait. I do it like this. That's my left hand. You can do it whatever way you want. Let's just keep moving. We'll get it one of these days. Alright, show us what you're going through. You guys would like the over the shoulder shot here? Alright. Show you guys around. I'll show you where it's at. A little bit better. Oh yeah. Keep out the shinies, I guess. How's this angulation, guys? Kind of weird.
There we go. Got the plates all there. Now that's all solid.
Sorry, I need to slap you. I was trying to show it off. That is.
Some kid in a barrel.
See, he doesn't have a thing down
Piece of
there.
bread.
He has that. And
Goes
what that
there.
is, I'm used to the other ones.
Goes in this spot.
Anything in here, I think I might have gone through these for the most part. You guys can't see what Clark's going through, but that's
Apples.
find his own way. Yeah, you'll get it. It's hard to teach someone, like, even teaching Clark to tie shoes and stuff. It's not easy. We'll just start putting these over by the box. You got some of these. You got one of those. Energy cards. What's going on up here with these? These are just energy cards.
Little basket filled with fruit. And there's a barrel with bread. So we're making like a little shop here. Put the roof. Put a little roof on this thing. It's a shop hood. Dark red. See, I like the red on this. It's definitely good for my color theme.
That has like a texture to it. I don't know if that means anything to anybody out there. This one too. This one has like a really cool texture to it as well. Again, I don't know anything. This one has some battle damage, it looks like.
Okay, so we're gonna build our skeleton dude now.
It must be EXs. That's a GX. That has a cool feeling to it as well. You guys see these okay? U2GX. See, this one's like really cool. That one's damaged. I'm just gonna toss that. Anything that's like damaged, I'm getting rid of. Because it's not gonna be worth anything to anyone. Anything in there that you guys saw that I should look out for.
I'm wondering why there's a skeleton here. Oh, it's jail.
The silver card.
Put him in prison. It's a jail cell. Right next to the market? That seems odd.
Okay.
This will come out of the bill for sure.
$20 for it all.
I don't think that'll be
Man,
anything.
you are cheaper than I am. This Pikachu is going destruction pile. I think what I'm gonna do is when I sell stuff on eBay, like if I sell any Lego stuff on there, I'm gonna throw in some Pokemon cards for you guys. Just for fun. Just throw a couple in there. I guess some of these are kind of damaged though. How much is the silver one worth? This is the one that we be talking about.
Okay. Grab parts.
I'll land on eBay if you guys can look it up while we're doing this here. What's this on a low end on the eBay skis? Let me know. We'll keep that one at the top. That could be worth my haul right there, man. I'll keep these out as we find more. It's kind of worth my good file, I guess. Everything else is just going to be going in.
Oh, this has turned into hanging out here and watching the brick texture, which is fine with me. It's pretty good. Okay, this one, 1x4.
We're not doing that anymore. These are my decent ones. Maybe that one too. Let me know what that, was it Diagla is? You ready for some more Clark, man? Sorry, I left you hanging over here, bud. Here we go. Ready?
Tall one, 1x4, 2, 1x2.
So, this might be a multi-part stream. We are leaving today about 12:30 p.m., so we have about a little over an hour left here with you folks. We're going to be going over to Cody's parents for dinner. Or for lunch. I don't know. What do you guys call lunch? Do you call it a late dinner? Okay. Who do you guys ever see Clark Ness? Alright. Hey, Jay, thank you for the super chat, brother. I love your avatar thing there, too. Clark's hold on. Go ahead. I don't know if that's what Jay wanted when he super chat. Clark is doing the Pikachu. He's doing electric tail on you, Jay. It's not as weird as it seems, man. He's like, I don't know if I can. Get this out of here. He's like, I don't know if I can see that, man. They have $1,000 worth of cards, says Mateo. Please check everything, even the comments. Are you sure? Are you sure? Some fallen soldiers over here, boys. We lost some cards. Clark can't do it live stream without something falling off. Oh my goodness. So step one is just getting these ordered.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
The puppers?
It's
Or just Rosie?
It's the neck Rosie. Oh, and there's Poop Eater. What?
Mr. Poop Mouth.
You love me? Hey. What'd you do last night?
Something nasty.
Howard,
Came in
what'd you do last night?
Came in with a piece of poop in his mouth.
He did not, he said.
Mm.
Someone on there with you?
No, I'm just watching Brick Text live stream at the same time as I'm live streaming my build.
this, I was like, no one's gonna want to watch me go through Pokemon cards. I was like, maybe I put it on Greg's World, but like, those people don't care about Pokemon cards either. So, what do? I'm just here to keep you company, I guess. Hey, can you keep your shiny pile over there, boss? What's this do? I'm gonna go through these bad boys. If you guys had a Lego channel, would you put Pokemon cards on it? It seems kind of random. What's my eBay store? Well, I have a thing called Sellatect, but I haven't used it in forever, so don't go to my eBay store yet. Nothing's on there. I'll report to you when I have it. Clark got some escape rope. Oh, fancy. And it's a diamond. Let's go. Put it in there. I'm sure everyone's looking for escape rope. That's what you need in your collection, right? Dialysis, which I guess goes for £50 sold price in the UK. Nice. Nice, dude. Alright, we sleeved it. Let me go through these bad boys. We'll see if we got anything in here. This is actually kind of fun for me. I was just gonna do this, but I thought, dude, this would be fun to live stream. Are these my comments? What do you got? Make sure you got those all flipped around the right way. You're a big helper, Clark, man. We're gonna get this done in half the time, my guy. I was just gonna do this by myself. I was like, Clark, you're gonna be bored with this. He's like, I wanna do it. I'm like, alright. Let's go.
It does seem like he's actually enjoyed it though, so I mean, that's good.
That's just a plain Jane. Flip it. A Probopass. Hey,
Well, let's pull
thank
that out,
you.
get to the-
I'm glad somebody is enjoying this here. I appreciate that. Mateo says, I've been collecting and watching Pokemon before half the chat was even born. You'll literally end up with more than $1,000 if you check everything. Mateo, you sold me. That's a lot of checking, my guy.
It's worth it for $1,000, dude. Might be worth
Even
it.
the comments? How deep are we checking, Mateo? The comments, though? That seems crazy. Like right now, I'm just gonna go for the shinies, I guess. Because there's some time involved in this too, you know. But if somebody wants to buy this, it'll eventually be on eBay. I don't know when it's gonna be on eBay, but it'll be there. We'll see what we can do. Or maybe I won't even go through eBay. I'll just have somebody make me an offer. Make me an offer. You can see what I'm going through here. You could like really zoom in and slow things down or whatever. And you can finesse me because you'll be like, hey, I saw a card in there that's worth millions, Greg, you fool. Mateo's like, you should have gone through it, you idiot. And I sell you a lot of this for nothing, and then you make a million. I put 2 shines in the common ones. What? Did I? Did I really? Am I?
Messing this up? Maybe.
Yes. You need more cards? I don't see any shines in here. Oh, that one is. That one is. Thank you for spotting that. Wow, you guys are good. You're right. I should go through everything, Mateo. I just put 2 of those in there. And that one that's a circle one. I gotta be careful. I gotta look at these closer. Felix is up to $300. From $20 to $300, the man's moved up. Need more cards. This will keep you busy for a while.
Okay. Building looks like the last thing here.
Why is there these cards?
Maybe.
These are just
That's like the well that's in the middle.
Bakugan, and we keep getting these as well. I gave Clark just a massive pile to work on. With all those things, can I turn your chair? It's like running into my arm. Can you turn in your chair physically? Like that? There we go. That's much better. Because now I have a spot for my arm here. Alright, I gotta stay focused here. Hey, Brad's here. What's up, man? We're all good on these. We're good. These are all commons or not shiny ones. These ones all have some type of shine to them, so we'll put those in the shine pile. The shine pile.
Oh man, it's got a frog. This is from the designer at Lego that always has to include frog at least once.
Hunter says, love this stream. Glad you're a Pokemon attendant. I know nothing about Pokemon, so I'm learning from the chat. This time I learned to play
Last
Minecraft.
bag.
No, just
On the
started
bag
streaming.
segment. What?
Alright guys, how do I
Okay.
make a crafting table? And they're like, oh, go do this. I'm like, alright, I
I'm gonna do it. 2 streams, full counts inside that. It's half a match, basically.
This card is unfortunate. You can see right up here, there's a crease there. That's unfortunate. You see if I think the light just right on it? It sucks, dude. So, if you get a key that was in here, I didn't even look at the name of this. Just flying through it. Bless you. You got it. I gave you 2 minutes.
Okay. 2 of these tall pillars.
Go from really good though, because we don't want to miss any there. I've already missed some.
It's an interesting piece. Where are you?
Yeah, the view unfortunately has damage. It's one of the only ones out of my little pile here that is actually damaged.
Just facing outward. Maybe it just faces out.
But what can you do? You know, these things have apparently lived a pretty rough life. Did I go through these yet?
Yeah. Okay. You can tell based on the studs on top.
$70. Okay, I'll take that. It's still $70. I'll put it at half of what people are selling for with damage. I don't care. I mean, I paid $15 for this, man. If I can get, you know, even $50 off something like that, that's bang. Why not, right? I have no attachment to these, so it's not hard for me to do like hooking people up with deals. I might not even go the eBay route. I might just sell these to people that watch the stream. Why give eBay 14% or whatever they take if we can work on a deal? See, oh man, that one's jacked. Watch that be like a really expensive one. I'm throwing away the ones that are garbage. I'll give you $5,000. All right, PayPal it over to me and I'll send it out to you. Nice, nice. I had no luck in this one. This was a bad pull right here. Damage views is $25? No. Well, that's a little bit lower. Bertolot says, looks like someone's getting affected. I mean, we're going to save up for something big. I want to have like a massive goal. And I want to do this thing where we like have a goal that we're working towards. I don't know if it's the Titanic.
Yeah, I don't want the Titanic at all.
I don't know. I feel like Clark and I need something that Clark and I can build. What do you guys think is a good Lego set that's an expensive one that would be a good team build between Clark and myself? What do you guys think? I was kind of thinking like the Daily Bugle would be a fun one like that.
That could be cool.
Let me see that box here.
Building a window again with the arrow slits.
You got a mess there, my guy. Can you guys see what Clarkman's doing back there? Maybe you can.
Yeah, you just maybe snort. It's quite a mess there.
Yeah, Mateo, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna check eBay prices on the ones that are worth something. Like I live in an area where there are no card stores. There's no opportunities for stuff like that. I'm gonna sell the ones on eBay that are worth something or whatever. Sell them to people in my community if they want to buy them, I guess. And then the rest I'm just gonna sell to the wall block. And that's gonna be the end of it. And hopefully I don't give away too much value in that. But I don't want to says Daily Bugle will be okay. Not my first choice, as it's a little repetitive. Says the guy who owns the
Titanic, yeah.
We're talking repetitive. We're talking about practice. We're talking repetitive. You're complaining about the Daily Bugle being repetitive, but not the Titanic. That's crazy, dude. Pirates of Barracuda Bay, that's an option.
Pirates of Barracuda Bay could be good for you guys. Yeah.
I want to get the Lambo, but that's not something that I want to stream. I want to get something that we can work towards, that we stream and we build together, Clark and I. So, kind of like Dumb One Song. Nice, man. I got a couple stacks. Want me to stack those for
I'm
you?
doing these differently. It shows to put it on the base of this thing, but I don't think that makes any sense because then I'm going to have to stick both on, and it's easier to put this on top afterwards. So
I got some bad stuff.
go with it that way.
James says there's an apple in front of you. That'd be good. Chris says Daily Bugle over the Titanic. I can get 2 Daily Bugles. Pretty much. Look, man, you got a disaster there, boss. Are you saying there's no shinies in here? Okay, you need to go through these then, basically. Oh goodness, they're probably in here somewhere. Here, I got somewhat organized for you. Take that, take that. I feel like I'm working in Las Vegas over here. Oh, smokes.
Lots of cards, yeah.
Oh my god, Benny's spaceship. That would be awesome to work towards. I wasn't thinking about stuff that's retired. How about the sea cow? That's also cool. $40 for all of it.
I do love Benny's spaceship. I have 2 of them. And I needed to just stick to that. I kind of went overboard with trying to combine too much next to next stuff with it and getting this huge engine that's behind me. I need to just do like 2 Benny spaceships together into my ship for Shiptimber. Then it's a little more reasonable for something I can manage in a month with the way my schedule works.
Oh, I lost my helper, guys. He's out. Okay. Let me get you. That's okay. Dude, you did a good job. Thank you for your help with what you went through, man. You saved me a bunch of time there. I'm going to blast through these ones here. I'll chat with you guys while I do this, I guess. Mateo says modern day Pokemon cards are worth $1.20 US on average, meaning your 2,000 card bundle can give you some serious profit. Alright, I'll put them on eBay for $1 a piece then. These are all your shinies? Alright, thanks, buddy. I guess all the common ones, all the common stars and all of that, I'll put them for $1 a piece. I'll know how much I have because it'll be... That seems high though, doesn't it? Doesn't that seem high for Pokemon cards?
Okay, and we're building.
It's weird that they're shining and then they're shiny.
3 of these things.
Oh, here we got something. This one's full on holographic. And it's a it's a diamond. It's a diamond. Bridgewan says the sea cow is around 350, so that would be comparable with the we got a star here. Be comparable with the Daily Bugle, basically. What's some other good retired stuff that I missed out on? I feel like there's probably a lot of it. Stuff that I was like, shoot, I should have bought that. I got that. Darn, I should have bought the Home Alone house. It's our favorite movie. Hey, we watched Home Sweet Home Alone last night, guys. Let me just tell you now. I'm gonna move you guys a little bit so you can see. Let me tell you now that if you have a kid, it's a good movie if you have a kid. There was a scene in it that's this is even a spoiler, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's like Diet Coke and Mentos. Have you guys ever seen like when people do crazy stuff? Clark was laughing so hard at this scene. He was like squealing, laughing, and like slapping his legs and just going wild. To me, that was worth the entire watch by itself right there.
Yeah,
Totally worth
it's
it.
good for the kids like that.
Just seeing Clarkman's reaction to that scene. But yeah, if you have kids, if you're an adult that has a kid, or if you're a kid that's probably, I would say if you're 12 years old or younger,
It's still in the book, right?
It was before he became Nick Fury, technically. Or he was Nick Fury, but Skip Loom.
Okay, now it makes more sense.
Yep. Diagon Alley would be great for you too. That's true, Tyler. Would anyone quiz me on any Harry Potter knowledge though while I'm building it?
Probably.
Because that would be not good for me. Low tide. Oh, what's this fancy pantsard? Oh, it's a circle. Okay, Harry Potter, or not Harry Potter people, Pokemon people. What does it mean when there is a holograph on the outside of the picture here, but not the inside, versus the inside? Which one of those is worth more? Like, what's more preferable? Having the picture on the inside or the outside? The lid. Andy says he's gonna watch it later. Phil, be a great holiday movie. Bring a lot of joy. It's funny. It's cute. It's kind of like the original. So they play some of the music too. There's some throwbacks into it. Buzz is in it as a character. Buzz, your girlfriend.
Woof.
Hey, that one's a star, baby. I just noticed that. It's a reverse. A reverse is better. So this one is a star. And its holograph is in here. So that would be a normal reverse would be down here then. So I don't know which one's which. Shiny inside, hollow outside. Alright, thank you. You guys are helping me. Complete noob. I know jack diddly about the Pokemon scene. We got Pikachu.
Logan competed in Pokemon cards for a while there.
So what was it? Shiny inside, hollow outside. Alright, shiny inside, hollow outside. Got it. Oh my gosh, Clark, we are filming this up. We've gone through.
I'm out of coffee.
I never liked the
But I'm almost done. I think. Sort of.
We've gone through over 400 cards just in this stream. There's a bunch of cards that apparently got dropped down here. Holy smokes. I got another pile here. Yeah. Only allowed to talk about Pikachu? Oh, you can talk whatever you want, bud. There's we're not limited to talking about Pokemon. What do you want to talk about? Hey, why don't you talk about, unless you have an idea. Okay, Clark wants to talk about something, guys. Oh, Ciao Alberto. Clark is excited about that. It's a Disney Plus thing. Why are you excited about that? Sure. The only downside is it's really short. It's only it's 8 minutes long.
Okay, connecting these together.
Are you gonna do like a review on it?
Bump something. There we go.
Okay.
The rest is the dragon.
Ciao Alberto, which is on.
Tempted to not build this dragon.
It's followed the show or the movie Luca, which was his favorite movie that he watched all over the summer. Inside is worth more. That's called a hollow. Out is a reverse hollow. Inside is worth more. Okay, that's good. Good to know.
Build a dragon. Why not?
Really help you, Greg, but it's a little impossible through a stream. If it goes well, I appreciate it, dude. It's like doing the best that I can here. I'm much better off with you guys than I am without you. That's for darn sure. Because otherwise, I'd be sitting here saying like, should I do this? Like, I wouldn't know anything about this one right here had it not been for you guys. I'd be like, oh, these are like GX cards.
Building a dragon.
What does that even mean?
And I'm done.
So this one is. Some of these are like really kind of rough.
I think in the end I'm gonna get a bigger dragon to go with this. I don't want it to be a red one. So there's that red,
That's
like,
cool.
creator dragon or something that you can get. I think I'll probably get
That
that.
one is I guess a regular one, not a reverse, because it has the. See, I learned that today. It has that on the outside there. It is a star though. Swampert. this for today until we need to leave. We're leaving at like 12:30 today. There's like a hair on this. Oh, what's she making today? Stuffed chicken?
She's making big stuffed chicken. She's making
Oh
my
my
mashed
God.
potatoes. And she's having cranberry sauce.
Man, y'all make me
This is a good
hungry.
one, right? This is a star
I'm gonna have to go eat here in a minute.
with the hologram on the inside. Caldio. Is that worth something?
I'm surprised I'm still full because I haven't eaten breakfast since I got continuous sandwich.
I didn't eat anything today. I'm saving my appetite for dinner. I'm gonna go absolutely just beast mode over there. How old was I when Pokemon came out in 1998? I would have been 13. So I would have been like perfect age for it. It just never was something that really hit. I remember Magic the Gathering being really popular as I got a little bit older.
Did that too. Yeah.
But Pokemon really wasn't like a thing in our lives. That card's pretty damaged. I'm just gonna toss that one. Some of these are just getting thrown away. Thrown away. Oh, this one's fancy fancied.
If they're too damaged, like you're saying, might as well.
Card thing there. Mateo says, get the app that scans and tells you the card's value. You can do it while watching a movie. Oh, that's a great idea. I think I'll do that. I'll just go through it randomly and we'll see. Another app that's like that you guys might be interested in. Felix recommended this. It's called Google Lens, where if you're wanting to know like what a Lego piece is or whatever, you can scan out Google Lens apparently, and it'll tell you. I haven't used it yet. Haven't really been in a position yet, but that's kind of amazing, isn't it? Kind of scary, amazing. Scary and amazing at the same time. But Mateo, thank you so much for the help, man. I appreciate the effort. I'm sorry that this is a frustrating experience for any real Pokemon people that are watching this. You're like, dang, Greg, you don't know jack about this. What are you even doing? Like, look at that Pokemon card, guys. Pokemon. And he says in 1998, I was in 3rd grade. I would have been in, dude, I would have been in 7th grade or 8th grade. You guys are much younger than I am. Some of you guys weren't even thought of at that time. Your parents weren't even alive, probably. Wait. There could be someone here whose parents weren't alive in 1998. It would be a stretch. It would be a real stretch. Alright, we got through all these bad boys. Google Lens was a lifetime saver when sorting Lego. Oh my gosh. I gotta use Google Lens. I should make a video where I'm using Google Lens. Rick Flott says he used it and it was pretty crazy. I'll do it when I don't know if a piece is Lego or not. I'll be like, alright, Google. Wait, I shouldn't say that. Can I say, okay, Google, subscribe to Brickitect? We're at like 500 cards now, probably. Oh my god. My estimate would be that we have... I'm going to need more of these boxes. I would say that we probably have 2,000 or 3,000 cards here, I would reckon. If I had to guess. Every time I pull these out. 2,000 or 3,000. My dad was born in that time. Oh, he was born at that time, or he was alive at that time. Because you're going to make me feel really old. Miguel says, it's not frustrating or anything. There's just so many cards. It's a little impossible. I hear you, man. I just thought, you know what, if I'm doing this, why not?
I love the idea of how they angled this so you can kind of get the eyes front and to the side. It looks good.
Being part of
This dragon's not bad. It's just green. I don't need green dragon. I need red one.
Unless I just don't do this again. But we gotta do something with these cards, because they've been sitting here for 6 months. I should have did this back in May. I should have just been like, alright guys, found these today, let's do this. Instead they sat over here. And I didn't really use Bartech for anything. I need to get over here and do some live streams from this spot. Because it's a good spot, good lighting. The countertop is awesome. Paid good money for this countertop. You should have seen the one that was here before. It was hideous. It was from 1993. It was like a pink, kind of like pinkish, like laminate, and it was just the worst. Maybe in '93 it was probably real nice, but this is more my style. This is black granite. It looks awesome. Imperial Officer 07, who I don't know if you were at the stream yesterday, but we got your package. The video's going to be out
pretty cool. The way they did the head. I like the head on this dragon. Everything else kind of meh. I'm okay with it, but
That's been my life here. I kind of enjoy this stuff. It's kind of therapeutic a little bit going through all these. Tyler says, when I was little when Bakugan came out, and I remember loving the toys, but I didn't care about the cards or show at all. I've never seen the show. In fact, I think that we had a Lego haul at one point that there was a Bakugan thing there. I didn't know what it was. And like every comment on the thing was like, "Ah, you threw me Bakugan, that's Bakugan." I'm like, I don't even know, man. This one's fancy answered. That's a star. It is an electrode. Okay. My shiny pile's getting tall. What are those guys doing? Were they in the town? Were they over there in the city? I thought so. Did I miss anything in here? Try not to miss it. You guys see me miss something, holler at me. Call me out. I feel like I'm in Las Vegas a little bit. We should start doing casino streams. That'd be fun. That'd go over real well, wouldn't it? Miguel says, I really appreciate you streaming this regardless, Greg. I got some pretty bad news today, and I'm thankful I got a little distraction. I'm sorry to hear that, man. At least this could be a little something.
almost done with this castle. Just building a dragon now. Castle is done.
Today's just a day.
Probably can't see anything building back here because the castle's so big.
It's so small in the grand scheme of things. So if you're having like a bad day today, tomorrow's a new one.
Let me adjust this a little so you can see.
So small. Think about the big picture. Think about the
Let's move the castle over. There's a little well back there.
right now, how little that is in relation to how big everything else is. I found that sometimes helps. Like I used to think about that when I had to do public speaking, something that I dreaded. I thought, okay, I'm gonna go up there and do this public speech, and it feels really scary in the moment, like something you don't want to do. But it's all gonna be over. No one's gonna remember it. No one's gonna care. You're the one that cares the most about these things. And tomorrow is a new day, and everything starts over again. So whatever you're going through, if it's good or bad or whatever it is, just know that it's all temporary.
Greg dropping the advice.
Get hung up on one thing in particular. Because tomorrow's new. Opportunities are abound. That's what I feel. Were those ones that have been gone through already? Or those the ones you bailed on? I don't know. Whatever. Clark just knocked over a stack over. I think it might have been one I got. Hey, what do we got? Whoa. That's what you put on? No, it's good. Hey, no. Don't do that, okay? Imperial says, I try not to think of the things I don't have control over. That's a good idea, too. I don't like it when people take things out of their control, where they're just like, oh, what happens will happen. I'm a person that likes to make moves, and if there's something that I want to accomplish, or something that I have my eyes set on, I'll find whatever way I need to do to get there. And I'm willing to work as hard as it takes to do that. And that's, to be self-employed and to do this, you almost have to be that way. You can't be a slacker or whatever. Some people, they're just like, oh, it's out of my hands. But a lot of things are in your hands. I'm just going to go through these one more time just to make sure I didn't miss anything crazy. But, okay, bud, thanks for coming in, bud. There are some things, though, that you don't want to stress about because you can't control, you can't control how things happen to you in some cases. Mark's family. I guess the Pokemon scene wasn't for him. Let's see, guys. Are we okay with the shot here?
Yeah, it's fine. Looks okay.
Look at that stack, though.
Just going. Last couple steps on this dragon.
Next, let's keep going. Get these sleeves out of here. My brain's starting to go dead. This is kind of one of those things you want to break up a little bit, I'd say. Sit down and do this. Maybe it's a great thing to do if you're listening to
there's a dragon. It's actually a pretty decent little build for a dragon. Okay, so that's the main castle build. The original, or the main build. Did that for a live stream. Yes, sir. Let's see if
Yeah, they never age, right? Always wear the same outfit, never age. The joys of being a cartoon character kid. Unless you want to age. That's a circle.
see how this looks if I close it and make it a square.
We got a shaman. Anybody need a shaman?
Oh, knocked a chicken off too.
I guess it's reverse.
So bring this together. It does
Can I look for a
click
shard?
together
I feel like
to make one square all around castle, which is kind of cool.
Sorry, Pokemon. If you see something, so kind of just for the shiny ones. Eevee has multiple
Pretty cool.
like
So then I can
Flareon, Espeon,
pop that open. And then it can go wide like this and look like just the front of the castle. So then the thought is if I literally just built 3 exactly like this.
That's a start. It's a Hydreigon.
Could be that then you can connect
The shiny being inside there.
3 of them together.
I'll use the Pokemon app or whatever it is, and we'll scan all these bad boys and just see
Alright.
what we got.
This will be fun. Now, we'll do another stream later to actually build
Got a couple of those.
the tall tower one. I think that might be fun.
Literally in the same stack here.
And then we'll see what else we can do. We're going to come up with something that makes this pretty epic for all 6 of us together. So, I'm going to end my stream. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm going to finish up hanging out with Greg a little bit probably too, but appreciate y'all hanging out and working on this with me.